Maricopa County, Arizona, counted 9,642 homeless people in its 2025 point-in-time survey. Roughly 2,100 of them were over the age of 62. The fastest growing segment is single pensioners on Social Security checks between $900 and $1,400 a month, evicted from rentals that doubled in price between 2019 and 2024 in a region where summer afternoons hit 118 degrees Fahrenheit. Most of them sleep in cars they already owned. A small number, the ones who have figured out a different math, are buying $200 cargo vans on Phoenix Facebook Marketplace and parking them on BLM land outside Quartzsite for the rest of the year. This video documents how, not the Instagram schoolie, not the $40,000 Sprinter build on the front of YouTube. The vehicle is a 1997 Ford E150 with 290,000 miles, sold for $200 by a Phoenix landscaper who needed the parking space by Friday. The pensioner buying it was 14 months into sleeping in a 2008 Camry. His Social Security check is $1,160. The van is now insulated, wired to a solar panel, heated by a propane unit small enough to fit in a glove compartment, and parked 40 miles outside Phoenix on land that costs him nothing. There are real obstacles. The desert hits 118 degrees Fahrenheit in July. The pensioner is 75. The van's air conditioner has not worked since 2011. Every one of those things is true, and every one of those things has a worked out answer in the Arizona senior van community. What follows is the operating manual as it actually exists. The first thing to address, because it appears in every comment section on this topic, is the heat. An uninsulated cargo van in Phoenix sun in July reaches 140 degrees inside within 2 hours. This will kill a 75-year-old body. There is no clever workaround. The Arizona senior van dwellers do not live in Phoenix in July. The pattern is migratory. Winter, October through April, on the Bureau of Land Management long-term visitor areas outside Quartzsite, Yuma, and the desert south of Tucson, where daytime temperatures run 60 to 80 degrees. Summer, May through September, in the high country above 6,000 feet. Flagstaff, Williams, the Coconino National Forest, the Mogollon Rim. The same van that would cook its occupant on a Phoenix street in July sits at 78 degrees in a pine forest 2 hours north. The second thing is safety. A 75-year-old man alone on Bureau of Land Management land is the image most viewers cannot get past. The reality is that Quartzsite hosts roughly 1.5 million seasonal visitors a year. The La Posa long-term visitor area holds 2,000 to 3,500 long-term residents every winter. The pensioner's nearest neighbor is rarely more than 100 yards away, and that neighbor is almost always another retiree. Violent crime in the long-term visitor areas is statistically lower than in the urban neighborhoods most of the dwellers came from. The third thing is medical. Medicare covers a homeless pensioner the same way it covers anyone else, provided he has an address. Once that is solved, the pensioner uses the same Medicare networks any rural Arizonan uses. Routine appointments at the Yuma VA, the Tucson VA, or the Banner Health clinics. Prescriptions mailed to a P.O. box. Annual physicals at the Walmart clinic in Quartzsite for $40 cash plus Medicare. What does break is anything requiring a fixed residential address for in-home care or weekly dialysis. Pensioners with those needs do not move to vans. For the rest, the access is roughly the same as a Phoenix apartment dwellers and dramatically better than a Camry sleepers. A note before the specifics. This video documents a phenomenon in the American senior homelessness crisis. It is reporting, not a recommendation. Living full-time in a vehicle violates municipal codes in most American cities. We do not encourage circumventing the law. If you or someone you know is a senior facing homelessness, please dial 211 or contact the Arizona Department of Economic Security at 1-877-211-8661. Step 1. Finding the $200 van. The cheapest cargo vans in Arizona in 2026 are not on dealer lots. They are on Phoenix and Tucson Facebook Marketplace, on Craigslist, and park behind the offices of small landscapers and HVAC contractors who have aged a vehicle past the point of paying to insure it. The vehicles are Ford E150, E250, and E350 vans built between 1995 and 2005. Chevrolet Express vans of the same era, Dodge Ram vans. These were the work vans of Phoenix tradesmen during the housing boom. The desert preserves the bodies. Arizona requires no emissions testing on vehicles older than 1995 in 12 of 15 counties. The shopping rule is the same one used in every senior van community. Filter marketplace by under $500. Sort by date posted. Message every seller within an hour. The $200 vans rent within hours. The inspection happens in the seller's driveway with a $20 OBD2 scanner from any Phoenix AutoZone. If there are 3 engine codes or fewer, and none are transmission related, the van is buyable. A 15-minute test drive on Interstate 10 confirms the drivetrain under load. A flashlight check of the frame, floor pan, and roof seams confirms there is no rust hole that will become a money pit. Step 2. Paperwork from a homeless start. A homeless pensioner buying a $200 van has a different paperwork problem than a housed one. The DM-5 requires a residential address to register a vehicle. The homeless pensioner does not have one. The vehicle itself is supposed to become the address. The solution is a mail forwarding service in South Dakota that costs $40 a month, applied for by mail 2 weeks before the van purchase. America's Mailbox, Dakota Post, and Your Best Address each provide a real Madison Street address for vehicle registration, driver's license renewal, Social Security, and Medicare. The pensioner establishes South Dakota residency with 1 overnight stay at a campground. A pensioner who cannot wait 2 weeks uses a transitional alternative. Arizona homeless service agencies, including Justa Center in Phoenix and Sister Jose Women's Center in Tucson, offer mail receiving services at no cost. The pensioner switches to the South Dakota address once the forwarding service is active. The Arizona title transfer is $34 at any MVD office. Plates are $26 for 2 years. Liability insurance for a 1997 cargo van runs $36 a month. The total cost from a $200 van to a legally drivable vehicle is roughly $620 in the first month. Step 3. Insulation. Because Arizona. The single most important modification on an Arizona van is not the bed, not the curtains, not the solar panel. It is the insulation, and the kind matters more here than anywhere else. The wall and ceiling layer is a roll and a half of Reflectix Radiant Barrier from Phoenix Home Depot, $60 total, adhesive applied directly to the bare metal. Reflectix reflects radiant heat back through the metal in summer and reflects body heat back into the cabin in winter. The application takes 1 afternoon. The second layer is closed cell foam board, 2 inches thick, $20 a sheet, cut to fit the wall ribs and held with construction adhesive. 4 sheets cover the full interior for $80. The R value of the wall jumps from 0 to 13. The window blackout doubles as additional insulation. Reflectix cut to the exact shape of each window, painted matte black on the outside facing side, friction fit into the frame. From the street, the windows look like the inside of an empty cargo van. Total insulation cost, roughly $200. The pensioner who skips this step does not survive an Arizona summer. Step 4. The propane heater. The Sonoran Desert in winter is the easiest climate in America to heat at low cost. Daytime highs run 65 to 80 degrees from November through March. Nighttime lows drop to 35 to 50. A properly insulated van needs 1 hour of supplemental heat per evening to hold 65 degrees through the night. The standard heater is a Mr. Buddy portable propane unit. It costs $80 new or $40 used. It runs on disposable 1-pound cylinders or with a $20 hose adapter on a refillable 20-pound tank that costs $20 to fill at any U-Haul. One 20-pound tank lasts 6 weeks of nightly use. Annual heating cost is $40 to $80. The heater has a built-in oxygen sensor that shuts off when carbon monoxide accumulates. That sensor is not optional. A digital carbon monoxide detector with a numeric readout costs $25 at Home Depot. It is mounted at face level next to the bed. Carbon monoxide is the single most common cause of death in van living. Summer cooling above 6,000 feet is passive. Park under ponderosa pine, run a 12-volt fan, sit outside in the afternoon. Step 5. Water in the desert. A 75-year-old body in the Sonoran Desert needs roughly 3 gallons of total water a day for drinking, cooking, and basic hygiene at conservation rates. The system has to be sized accordingly. Water storage is 2 7-gallon jugs from Walmart, $25 total, stored under the bed. The Quartzsite LTVA water station sells filtered potable water for 10 cents a gallon. A 50-cent refill provides 3 days of drinking water and 1 full body washing. A 12-volt RV water pump from Amazon, $30, plumbed into a short hose with a faucet attachment, turns the jug into a working sink at the back door. The pump runs off the house battery and lasts 10 years. The bathroom is a $40 portable camping toilet. The sealed tank is emptied weekly into the LTVA dump station for free. Daytime bathroom use happens at the Quartzsite Visitor Center, the Yuma Library, the McDonald's in Wickenburg, the Pilot Truck Stop in Tonopah. The bathroom problem in Arizona van living is not the absence of bathrooms. It is the timing relative to a 75-year-old body. Step 6. The Arizona Solar Advantage. Arizona receives more direct sunlight per year than any other state. Phoenix averages 6.7 sun hours a day in winter and 8.5 in summer. The same solar system that struggles in Seattle produces 40% more daily energy in the Arizona desert. The system that runs an Arizona senior van indefinitely is a 100 amp-hour deep cycle marine battery from Walmart for $90 used, wired through a 400-watt pure sine wave inverter from Harbor Freight for $90, charged by a 100-watt rigid solar panel for $90, and a $30 charge controller. Total $300 used. The system runs a CPAP through the night, charges a phone, runs the fan, and powers an LED light strip, with daily surplus left over. Roughly 30% of Americans over 65 have been prescribed a CPAP, and that single detail breaks every electrical budget written for younger van dwellers. The Arizona sun makes the constraint trivial. There is at least one retired electrician at La Posa every winter. The pensioner who asks at the morning coffee gathering finds one within a day. Step 7. Where to park and what happens if discovered. The Bureau of Land Management operates 5 long-term visitor areas in the Arizona-California desert, all within 100 miles of Quartzsite: La Posa, Imperial Dam, Hot Spring, Mule Mountain, Tamarisk. The 7-month permit, valid September 15th through April 15th, costs $180. For the price of 1 month of a Phoenix studio, the pensioner gets 7 months of legal residency on serviced public land. Summer migration is dispersed camping on Coconino Kaibab and Apache Sitgreaves National Forest land. It is free for 14 days at a stretch, with a move of 25 miles required before the clock resets. The pensioner's total annual housing cost is roughly $800. The long-term visitor area permit, the winter propane, the water. That is the entire shelter budget. As for what happens if a senior van dweller is discovered violating the 14-day rule on regular Bureau of Land Management land, the standard outcome is a verbal warning and a request to move along. The rangers in Arizona's retirement-heavy districts know the pensioners by name. Criminal exposure is functionally zero. The bigger picture. The fastest-growing homeless population in the United States is Americans over 65. Between 2017 and 2025, homelessness in that age group rose by roughly 80%. Arizona ranks 3rd for senior homelessness rate, behind only California and Oregon. The absolute number of homeless Arizonans over 62 doubled between 2020 and 2025. The pensioners ending up in vans are not the ones who failed at retirement. They are the ones who paid into Social Security for 40 years. They are the ones whose pensions were eliminated in the corporate restructurings of the 1990s. They are the ones whose savings evaporated in 2008. They watched Phoenix rent double between 2019 and 2024, while their Social Security adjustments lagged by half. A $200 cargo van is not a solution to that problem. It is what someone does when no solution is available. There are 9,642 homeless people in Maricopa County tonight. There are 2,100 of them over 62. There are 5 BLM long-term visitor areas within a 2-hour drive that legally accept them for $180 a season. The numbers do not add up to a state that cannot solve this. They add up to a state that has chosen not to. If you got something out of this video, subscribe. We document the parts of the housing crisis the headlines skip